there's a specific moment most dog owners have experienced and completely misread. It's 2 a.m. You haven't called your dog, you haven't moved, but somehow, silently, without the clicking of nails on hardwood giving them away, they're just there, beside you, pressed against the side of the couch, watching. Pause, hold eye contact with camera. You dismissed it as coincidence or habit. Meanwhile, during the day, you call their name and they look at you like you're mildly inconvenient. You walk through the door and they trot over, sniff you once, and go back to their spot. And you've spent years wondering if your dog even has a preference. Here's the problem. You've been looking for the wrong signals entirely. Because canine attachment, real, deep, preferential attachment, doesn't perform for you. It doesn't wave its arms. The signs are quiet, precise. And most owners walk past them every single day. By the end of this, you'll also understand why your dog picks up something, anything, the moment you walk through the door. We'll come back to that. The dominant belief most people carry is this: if my dog loved me most, I'd know, because it would be obvious. The most explosive greeting, the dog that follows closest, the one that goes completely feral the moment I walk in. And this belief feels logical, until you look at what the research actually measures. Studies on canine attachment hierarchy consistently show that intensity of greeting behavior and depth of bond are tracking two completely different things. The dog that jumps highest at your arrival isn't necessarily the most securely attached. That's arousal. And arousal is a nervous system state, not an emotional declaration. The behavioral science on this is fairly clear. Dogs don't communicate attachment through emotional performance. They communicate it through behavioral regulation. Dr. Hausamanti, Lisa Horn's research at the University of Veterinary Medicine, Vienna, documented something called the secure base effect. The same attachment architecture you see in human infant development. Dogs use their primary attachment figure as a secure base for exploration. They venture out, check back, return. It's a quieter behavior than jumping, significantly more meaningful. So the dog going absolutely insane at the door loves you most. Actually, wait. That's not what that is. That's arousal, a neurological state. Attachment is a separate system entirely. They can coexist, but one doesn't prove the other. The 7 signs we're covering aren't a feel-good checklist. They map to documented attachment and affiliative behavior categories in peer-reviewed canine behavioral research, including Juliana Kaminsky's work at the University of Portsmouth on dog-human communication, and John Archer's 2011 meta-analysis pulling data from over 5,000 dog owners. These behaviors are observable, measurable. Sign 1, the contagious yawn. Not when they're tired. When you yawn, and they do too, seconds later. A 2013 +1 study found dogs yawn contagiously far more in response to their owners than to strangers. This behavior is linked to empathic attunement. Your dog isn't bored during your argument. Their nervous system is mirroring yours. Sign 2, the full body lean. Not dominance, not neediness, a documented affiliative contact behavior indicating trust-based physical reliance. The dog that leans its entire weight into your leg has categorized you as a stable, load-bearing structure in their world. That's not nothing. Sign 3, soft, relaxed eye contact, not the hard stare before bark. You know the difference if you've seen it. The soft hold, no tension around the eye. In 2015, Nagasawa et al. Published in Science showing that mutual gaze between dogs and owners produces bilateral oxytocin elevation, the same bonding mechanism active between human mothers and infants, both nervous systems. Simultaneously, sign 4, where they choose to sleep. A dog sleeping near you and a dog sleeping touching you are not the same data point. Proximity to owner sleep positioning is a documented attachment indicator. Contact is what you're measuring, not proximity. Contact, sign 5, the check back. Off-leash mid-activity, your dog stops, finds you visually, confirms you're still there, continues. University of Milan research on social referencing in dogs shows this behavior mirrors what 12-month-old human infants do when they check a caregiver's face for safety information before engaging with something new. A border collie doing this is practically neurotic about it. It's almost built into the breed. A Basenji doing this voluntarily is basically a declaration. Know your breed before you score this one. Sign 6. And this is the one most owners get completely wrong, the dog that greets your return calmly. Not the one that destroys the house in your absence and launches itself at you when you open the door. Dr. Terz Korn's separation reunion research documents this directly. Securely attached dogs show a brief arousal spike at reunion followed by rapid return to baseline. Insecurely attached dogs show prolonged, dysregulated arousal. The calm dog isn't less bonded, it's more regulated. Those are different things. Sign 7. Arousal modulation without a command. Your dog reads your emotional tone, not your words, and adjusts their own state accordingly. You get quiet, they get quiet. You tense up, they shift. This isn't training. A dog that co-regulates with you has been given enough environmental consistency and safety to develop that capacity. Dogs that can't do this aren't unattached, they're dysregulated, because their world never stabilized enough to allow it. That sign reflects both of you. The training world insists a well-trained dog is a bonded dog. Sure, except compliance is operant conditioning output. It's not an attachment measurement. A dog can be exquisitely trained by someone they're moderately attached to, and completely feral with the person they're most bonded to. Hawk, look directly at camera, pause. Ask any trainer which client's dog ignores every command but follows them to the bathroom. That's the bonded dog. There's a critical distinction the behavioral literature draws between a dog that loves everyone and a dog with preferential attachment, defined as a relationship where one individual is specifically sought during stress, used as a secure base, and whose absence produces measurable behavioral change. A dog equally content with anyone hasn't formed preferential attachment. A dog that specifically deteriorates without one person has. These are not the same animal, emotionally. I could walk you through the full neuropeptide cascade here, but simply the Nagasawa data showed mutual gaze produced oxytocin increases of 130% in dogs and 300% in owners. Physical contact during calm states measurably reduces cortisol in both parties within minutes. 7 signs aren't just behavioral outputs. They are the visible surface of a shared biochemical event happening in 2 nervous systems at once. If you want to deepen these signals, build mutual gaze during calm moments, not during commands, not during training. 3 to 5 seconds, soft eyes, no agenda. Allow the lean without immediately redirecting it. Physical contact the dog initiates is attachment currency. Practice calm departure and return rituals. Secure attachment is built on predictability, not intensity. Hold up a leash. And next time your dog checks back at you mid-walk, drop everything for 30 seconds and acknowledge it. A look, a word. That moment is the relationship, not the walk. Now the dog at the door with something in their mouth. Object carrying during owner reunion is documented in canine behavioral research as a displacement behavior. The dog channels reunion arousal into a motor action. Carrying something gives the nervous system somewhere to put it. But this only occurs in dogs with enough attachment to experience significant arousal at reunion in the first place. Your dog isn't bringing you a gift. They are so overwhelmed by your return that their nervous system needed an outlet. That sock, that shoe, that completely destroyed TV remote. That's not quirky behavior. That's what it looks like when your absence genuinely registers.